Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Kirsten with Watersedgetarot and I welcome you. This is a pick a pile video. This is just a general reading to let you know what you need to know now. If you're new to pick a pile, all you have to do is pause the video, focus on the pile that you feel drawn to. There's timestamps down below and go to that timestamp. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and I will see you in your reading. Hello, pile 1. You picked the smoky quartz. I know he's not as smoky in this, but trust me, he's a smoky quartz. And smoky quartz is all about, needing protection, grounding. And whenever I see this stone or grab the stone myself, I'm often wanting to find just, a little bit of stability, a little bit of courage, just clear that negative space around me. So think about that with your reading, pile 1. Maybe you need to clear some energy as well. So let's get into your reading, pile 1. Okay, the first thing we have is you, not who you are in the situation, or I'm sorry, not who you are as a person, just who you are in the situation. And this is the 8 of Cups, and it's reversed. So when I see the 8 of Cups, I see that you're someone who has decided that, they're done living up to society standards and they want to live for their own self. They want to live by their own standards. And when this card is reversed, it's telling me that you've already taken those steps. You've already done what is necessary to make sure that, you are getting what you want done. But that doesn't still mean that there isn't some lingering, uncomfortableness. And that's okay. The lingering comfortableness is just part of the process. Keep taking that journey. Keep, following your heart and keep doing what you need to go after. What is the root of the issue? We have the magician, and we have the world. Both of them reversed. So what's really interesting about that is the world reversed is a lot of times when we are, there's stuff going out my window and it keeps distracting me. But the world reversed is when we are resisting a completion, when we just don't want to close the chapter on something because, we're uncertain of what's next. So when I see the world reversed, I see that you're at that final step and you just need to accept and move on to go on to the next thing. Have the confidence that what you learned, that what you did is good enough. It's enough, and just step forward. Because the magician reversed is saying, hey, I have all the tools. I have all the resources. I know all the knowledge. I know everything I can do to create. But instead of creating, I'm just going to complain because my tools aren't shiny enough. Or maybe I need to buy a course that's going to tell me everything I already know, but that course is going to tell me that I know enough. The magician reverse is like you're waiting for a permission slip. You don't need a permission slip, and stop making the excuses. Just get the thing done. Just do it, because you have everything you need. You just need to believe in yourself. That's what's underneath us. That's the root of the issue. So let's go to what's holding us back. And I have the Page of Swords reversed, and I have Judgment reversed. I swear there's literally 2 upright cards in this. So let's talk about the Page of Swords reversed first. Pages, they're all about being new at something, experiencing something, in a different way for the first time. And Swords is about our mental thoughts, our mental abilities here. And so when I see the Page of Swords, I see that we are doing something, that we're thinking something, that we're experiencing something for the first time, and we're just not sure how to apply it. Maybe you recently had a paradigm shift, or you had some type of epiphany or breakthrough, and you're just really struggling to apply what you learned or what you understood to your current situation, and it's becoming aggravating. It's creating, just friction, and you're not sure what to do with it. And then Judgment reversed, this card I consider to be better reversed, because this is you, there we are, this is you looking in the mirror and deciding, you know what, the person in the other side of the mirror can do some work, and that's you. You're deciding that, I'm happy with who I am, but I can make improvements, and you're working to actively make those improvements. And that's a good thing to see. You want to actively be making improvements as we go along. Our advice / help is the Queen of Swords and the 9 of Swords reversed. Let's talk about the 9 of Swords reversed, because this is another good card to have reversed. But even though it's good to have it reversed, this is still fears, anxiety, worries, desperation, depression that's just keeping us up at night. When it's reversed, though, we're aware of this and we're actively working to counter it. We're doing what we can to take control of our mind again, and that's a beautiful thing to see. And then we have the Queen of Swords reversed here. She's somebody who can be a little bit critical and a little bit cruel to herself when things aren't going the way that she thinks that she wants them to go. When she's in an upright position, she's very even-keeled, she's very fair, but when she's reversed, she's kind of cruel, very narrow-minded, and very critical to self. Our next steps card here is the Six of Wands reversed. So this card is a card about victory no matter what. It's always a card about victory. But when I have the Six of Wands reversed, it's saying that you're questioning how you got to the victory. It's one of those things where, yes, I succeeded, but was it the most efficient? Yes, I succeeded, but did the end justify the means? Yes, I succeeded, but, am I happy with what I did? And it's okay for you to be in that place of questioning, but just know that you're still in a place of success. And you questioning things is just you looking back to see how you can do it differently or better, and that's okay too. Our internal influences here is our little Ace of Pentacles. Now let's talk about Pentacles real quick. I just want to remind you that Pentacles is not just about money. It's about your time, energy, and health, because you spend time, you spend energy. Hopefully we're not spending health. And when I see the Ace of Pentacles, I see that we are in a new place of beginnings. Aces are always new beginnings. And here we are in a place where we have, maybe new financial things coming to us, or we're already receiving it. But honestly, because this is our internal influences, to me, this is telling me that we have renewed energy and renewed time, and that we're excited to spend time on ourselves. Pentacles is also earth energy. So this isn't something that's just going to, disappear overnight. This is something that's going to be a little long lasting. It's you realizing, oh, hey, I have the resources, the time and energy to do what I want to focus on for self. And that's a beautiful thing to see. The next two cards I always kind of do together is a way to a possible outcome. So the way to is death. And the possible outcome is Two of Swords. So let's talk about the death card first, because also it's a cute little kitty skeleton, but also death is about change. It's not that, it's one of those cards that come in and say, hey, you have to do something in order, you have to let go of something, you have to let a part of you cease to be in order to continue on. It's not that someone's going to die. It's literally just that, you have to go through this transformation in order to continue to grow. Because honestly, if you think about it, we have seasons. We have spring, summer, fall, and winter. Well, if you're in the Northwest like I am, sorry if you're down in Florida, I understand you only have two. But what I'm getting at here is for those of us who have the 4 seasons, we have spring, which is wet. We have summer, which is just fun and, you're doing things. We have the fall, which is where we reap what we sow. And then we have winter, which is where everything looks dead, but it's not. It's growing its roots deeper so it can come back stronger in the spring again. And that's what this card's about. It's about you having to, drop those leaves so that way, shed the leaves so that way you can get those roots deeper so that way you can continue to grow. And that leads us to this Two of Swords reversed. This is another card that's always better when it's reverse position, honestly. Because when I have the Two of Swords, I see here that you are paralyzed by a decision. You don't want to make a decision because you're afraid if you choose to go down Route A, that Route B is going to be closed off for you and you're going to regret it. Well, here's the thing. When it's reversed, you've made the decision, and that's a beautiful thing to see. But you have to fully commit to the decision. When I have the Two of Swords reversed, it's telling me that you're going to make a decision, but you're going to keep doubting yourself, and that's not a place we want to be. So now that I did all the cards individually, let's pull the full story together. Because pile 1, I see here that you have decided that, something in you, something in your heart decided, I want to live for myself, I want to be for myself, and that's a beautiful place to be. But it's also at the same time, you have to trust. You have to trust that you know enough and that what you've done is good enough. And then you also have to trust that you have the tools and the resources to create what you want to create. Whatever this change is, it's already within inside of you. You're already doing it. So stop resisting. Stop, waiting for everything to be perfect and just go with whatever it is. It's one of those where you're not going to get good until you fail first. And I don't mean that like you have to fail. I'm just saying you have to fall a couple times when you ride a bike in order to balance a bike. It is what it is. And that's all that you're going through. You're just going through that clunky phase. Embrace the clunkiness and allow yourself to just do what you need to do. Because what's holding you back is that, this is new and you're aggravated with it. But also you want to do better. This Judgment reversed is about you wanting to have perfection, and I'm sorry, pile one, that's not what we're going to do. That's not how this is going to work. We need to be nice to ourselves. We need to have that loving feeling that we have towards other people when they try something new. We have to give that to ourselves. Just like we don't get mad at a baby when they fall, when they're learning to walk. Why are we going to get mad at ourselves when, we're trying something new and it's aggravating and we slip up every once in a while? Keep letting go of those fears, pile one, because those fears aren't going to control you. And then the Six of Wands. This can be turned around. This can be just a successful victory. You don't have to doubt everything, but you're going to continue to doubt everything if you doubt everything. Allow yourself to just get the thing done. Allow yourself to do it. And if you're not happy with it at the end, okay, see what you can do differently. See how you can go about and change things. That's okay. Because I know right now this is new and exciting. Lean into that because this is a change that's going to make a difference. 100%. This is a change that's going to transform you in a way that's positive. But when it comes to making the decision, stick with the decision that you made and follow through with it. Don't keep focusing or thinking about, what could have been in the other way. Just you made the decision, go with it. Let's see what our oracle cards for this one are. We have Fortitude. So this is about you having the ability and knowing that, okay, I just have to keep moving forward. It's about, putting yourself in a place where you're saying, look at him. He's literally this dragon's on the mountain telling everybody, hey, this is what I'm doing and I'm going to get it done. It's doing the thing, it's staying in your integrity, and it's, moving forward with it. Our other two oracle cards are Retreat and Ascension. And I think this is beautiful. Let's talk about Retreat. So Retreat is a reminder that when things get a little difficult, when things get a little tough, just to give yourself grace to take your time, and just take a nap or just journal or give yourself the ability just to have time to yourself and say, this is hard, this is difficult, and that's okay. Because what you're working towards is ascension, and that's a beautiful thing to see. Pile one, I know that you have a lot going on, and I know that this change that you're going through feels tough, but I know you know why you're doing it. I know you're doing it for the right reasons. And I know right now you're really aggravated because you feel like everything's against you. I implore you to keep going, pile one. We can do this. You can do this. Comment in the description below. Let me know what you're going through to see if I have any advice that can help you just, let go of that resistance, to give you that little extra boost, to give you that permissionship if that's what you're looking for, pile one. Maybe you need to do a little bit of smudging. Maybe you need to clear the energy around you so that way you can go forward again with a fresh slate again. Whatever you need to do, pile one, we'll get this done. That is your reading. I thank you for allowing me to read for you. If you want a private reading, the link is in the description below. And I can't wait to read for you again, pile one. Bye. Welcome, pile two, to your reading. You picked the lovely amethyst here. Make sure, there we go. So amethyst is a stone of psychic intuition, sobriety. It is a good defensive stone, like to help you protection. It's also just like a good cleansing stone. Like this, I love amethyst. It's literally like the stone where it's like, hey, you know what? I need something. That's a stone to go to. So let's get into your reading, pile two. Hope you're having a good day. Let's see here. So let's start with you. Not who you are as a person, just who you are in the situation. And this is the Nine of Pentacles. So let's talk about Pentacles first. Pentacles is not just about our finances. It's about our time, energy, and health, because you spend time, you spend energy. Hopefully we're not spending health. And when I see the Nine of Pentacles, I see somebody who knows how to be independent, who knows how to manage all those resources, their time, their energy, and their finances in a productive way. So that way they can get what they want to get done. They know how to save and they know how to spend, and they're just all around pretty resourceful. All right, the root of the issue, we have the Queen of Pentacles, and we have Six of Swords reversed. So let's talk about Queen of Pentacles first. So the Queen of Pentacles, is the divine feminine of earth energy. So she's a natural, mother. She's a natural nurturer. She is somebody who knows how to just do what she needs to do to get things done. But she doesn't just, she's not like the Queen of Wands who is very, let's go, go, go. She's the Queen of Earth, so she understands that everything has its time. She's a queen of great patience, to be honest. And this is something that is within inside of you, pile 2. This is something that, is already there. And something that you probably haven't been leaning into. And then this is the Six of Swords reversed. Now, I love the Six of Swords because in most of the tarot decks, it is the only card that always incorporates 2 elements. Air, which is the swords, and water, which is in this picture here. Look, they're on a boat, so you can see the water. Yeah. And the reason for that is because the Six of Swords is about transition. It being about, air, your mind first, air, that element, and your intellectual, it's one of those where you've already made a mental shift, but the things around you haven't really changed. And so I always like to remind people that when we have the Six of Swords, that your mind is going to make the shift and your heart has to follow. It has no choice. And it's one of those things where when I see the card in reverse, things are a little turbulent right now. Things aren't as easy keeled and even moving as you want it to. But keep going, pile 2, you're almost there. Just trust that you're making the right decision. And like I said, your mind has already found the decision. It's already made the transition. Your heart has to follow. Next 2 cards we're going to look at is what's holding us back. And we have the King of Swords and we have the High Priestess, both reversed, pile 2. Let's talk about the High Priestess reversed. So the High Priestess, when she's reversed, this is your psychic intuition. This is your inner knowing. This is you receiving messages from source, receiving messages from divine. But instead of incorporating them, you're just like, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm not going to do it. When I see the High Priestess reversed, I see that you really want to follow logic and, you want to follow the sign of logic and analytics instead of trusting your gut. And maybe that's part of why you have the amethyst here, because you do need to connect to yourself. You do need to connect to source to listen. Because the King of Swords reversed is, this is you, pile 2. This isn't an outside person. And this is somebody who, this is you being very critical, very just harsh to yourself. The King of Swords, when they're upright, is somebody who follows logic and reasoning, who has their lists. But when they're reversed, they just don't want to do anything. They're very withdrawn, and they'd rather lash out and tell other people to do what they need to do instead of focusing on self to try to create harmony. All right, what is going to help us? Grounding / advice. We have 2 of Pentacles and we have the 10 of Wands. Let's talk about the 2 of Pentacles. Because with the 2 of Pentacles here, this is us juggling our time and energy and maybe finances. But also it's a reminder that we need to get grounded. And it kind of seems like right now when you're trying to balance everything, you'd rather just spend so much time in work or so much time in play. And it's one of those things where, we forget that we have to do both at the same time. And because of that, we feel like we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. And maybe you really are carrying the weight of your world on your shoulders, pile 2. But even though if that's the truth, that doesn't mean that we need to, just continue to forget ourselves. When I see the 10 of Wands, I always want to remind you that this is temporary. This is not permanent. Wands is a fire suit, and fire is very quick. So if you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, it's not going to be forever. It's just going to be for a shorter amount of time, and then eventually you'll be able to drop a few of those wands or ask someone else to help you carry them. Our next steps, which is the 7 of Wands. And this is you having to stick up for yourself. This is you having to walk your talk. Wands, again, are about action. It's a very action-oriented suit. So when I see this, it's you doing the thing to get people to take you seriously. It's easy to talk about it. It's harder to do it. And when I see the 7 of Wands, I know that you're doing it. I know you're doing the thing that you need to in order for other people to take you seriously, and that's important. All right, pile 2, this is our internal influences. This is the Ace of Pentacles. What I find ironic is that pile 1 literally had the same card in the same position, so that's kind of interesting. Don't know what that means. I just find it interesting. But when I see the Ace of Pentacles in the internal influences position, I see that you are receiving some new energy source or a new, like you're getting new time to work on things. And because this is earth energy, this isn't something that's just going to come and go real quick. This is something that's going to stick with you, that's going to last. And it's something that's going to, be exciting, because aces are always about new beginnings too. So when I see the Ace of Pentacles, I see that you're going to have something either coming to you or you're already there, where you're in this new place of energy, this new place of time, or maybe it is, financial resources. Maybe you are receiving something financially to help you out. And then our way two is the Magician reversed, or Alchemist in this deck. And our final possible outcome is Justice reversed. So let's talk about the Alchemist. Sorry, the Alchemist reversed in this one, which pile one also had the Magician reversed. There are a lot of similarities between you and pile one. If you also felt called to pile one, maybe you should go there too. But pile two, so the Alchemist reversed here is saying that you have all the tools, you have all the resources, you have all the knowledge, you have everything you need inside of you. You're just like wanting to complain and say, I don't know enough. Or maybe it's doubt, maybe it's fear, but you're finding every excuse under the sun to not get done what you need to get done. So, the tools aren't shiny enough. The knowledge that you have isn't knowledgey enough. You need something else to teach you the exact same thing you just learned to make you feel like you know enough. It's raining outside and you want it to be sunny when you start this for the first time. Can find any reason and excuse not to start, but really the reality is you have everything within you and you just need to start. Which then leads us to Justice reversed. Now, Justice reversed is an interesting card because, yes, it's about karmic law and it's also about law, but also when I get it in its reverse position, to me, it's a reminder that you have to trust that things are going to work out and be fair without you having to see it. Yeah, that's easier said than done, pile two. I know, trust me, been there, done that. But it's one of those things where you have to kind of forgive and know that the universe is going to do its thing to make everything even without you seeing the result, without you seeing the resolve. And this is one of those things where you're being called to detach from the outcome. Detachment is key here. You have to trust that what is going to happen, that needs to happen for everything to be fair, is going to happen whether you see it or not. Whew. Okay, pile two, we had a reading. So, and I haven't even gotten to your oracle cards yet. Pile two, let's see here. Right now, I see that you're a person who's really independent and you're used to doing things on your own. But right now, you're in this weird shift where you're doing everything and we're kind of getting uncomfortable because we want to have our freedom again. We want to know when everything's going to catch up. Because the Six of Swords reversed here is telling me that you've been doing this for a little bit. And the reason why I know you've been doing it for a little bit is because it's paired up with the Queen of Pentacles. So you've been making this transition. You've been making this change for a little bit. You've been planting the seeds. You've been watering it. And this has been a long time coming. And you're aggravated. And I get that. I've been there myself when, you do the big changes and you're like, when's my outside going to look like my inside? Well, we have to trust the High Priestess here. We have to go a little bit in and we have to start trusting our gut instead of trusting logic. And also, too, we need to give ourselves the grace to understand that we don't have to understand how everything's going to happen. We just have to trust that everything's going to happen. Because right now, pile two, I see that you are in need of balance and in need of grounding. And why do I see that we're in need of grounding? Because the Two of Pentacles is about juggling. But right now, you're feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. And maybe you are. But even when you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, you still need to put yourself into it, anchor yourself into the ground and say, you know what, I'm not doing this alone. I'm going to, ask the help. I'm going to receive the help and the help is going to come. And you're not going to be able to do that if you can't sit still for a little bit. Just be still, give yourself the ability to ground and put yourself in. Because after you're still, we have to get the actions again. But these actions have to be done with purpose. They have to be done with intent. We can't just be impulsive and going all over the place. We need to walk that talk. We need to do what's necessary. Because the truth is, you have what you need. These two cards literally are telling me you have what you need. The Ace of Pentacles is like, hey, it all came to us. It's great. But the Magician's like, you know what? I'm going to find every excuse not to move forward because I want it to be the way I want it to be instead of allowing it to be the way it needs to be. This is very typical, process over product. You want the product to be perfect instead of learning the process, where you really just need to incorporate and learn the process so that way you can have a good product. And then justice reversed. We need to detach. We need to let go. Whatever it is, just let it go. I know easier said than done, but you can do this. All right, our oracle cards are death and joy, which I find kind of ironic because death actually ended up in pile 1. So another way, if you need to, if you're also pulled a pile 1, maybe go to that one. But with the death card here, this is transformation. This is change. And the joy card is asking us to find joy in that transformation and change. It's asking us to find joy in the things that make us happy. Transformation isn't comfortable, okay? It's actually really uncomfortable, and you've been going at this transformation for a while. This card is telling me that you're almost there. It's practically done. This card tells me that you just have to start focusing on the things to make you happy, so that way you can just get through that last little bit. Our last oracle card here is service. And I find this one an interesting one for your reading pile 2, because nothing in your reading of the tarot cards, at least, has mentioned anything about you doing anything of service. But I feel like this is the final key here, because with the 7 of Wands, I see that you're doing something that you need to do for other people to take you seriously. And I see that we have all the knowledge and all the resources, but it's one of those things where we're too attached to the outcome to do what we need to do. So I feel like pile 2, you're being really asked to put yourself in the place of service. Find a way to, serve others. Find a way to do what you're doing and give it to others. Maybe you're trying to do like some type of, new entrepreneurship, and you're getting more focused on the money aspect than the service aspect. You need to remember the reason why you started this. And service is a reminder to get to the heart of what got you doing this in the first place. Whew, pile 2. Okay, that was your reading. That was a lot. In the comments below, let me know what you're working on to see, how, we can improve this. Maybe, we can figure out how to release that attachment and those excuses so that we can put ourselves in a place of service. Also, if you want a private reading, there is a link in the description below. I thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and I can't wait to read for you again. Bye, pile 2. Welcome, pile 3, to your reading. You picked the red jasper. Red jasper is a stone that is about vitality. It's a stone that encourages growth. It has a bit to do with fertility, the sacral chakra. It can also help with the root chakra as well, about cleansing out, insecurities and doubts. This stone is also really good for, if you need just like a little bit like a confidence boost or courage. So with that being said, pile 3, let's get into your reading. All right, hope you're having a good day, pile 3. And today we're going to start with you, not who you are as a person, just who you are in the situation. And here we have the 2 of Cups. I don't know why that looks so dark. I don't know. So with the 2 of Cups, this is, for me, it's typically you, not somebody else included. We'll get to all the cards outside of this, and I'll figure out if this is somebody else. But right now, let's just talk about it as it is for you. And right now, I see that you're in a place of disharmony. I see that you're in a place where you're not happy. And the reason why I always put that this is you first is because if you're in disharmony at yourself, your other relationships are also going to probably be in disharmony as well. Because if we're not harmonized with ourselves, it's really hard to be harmonized with other people. The root of the issue is we have the 7 of Wands reversed, and we have the 3 of Swords upright. Now, when I see the 3 of Swords, let's talk about this one first, because this card is often known as grief or disappointment. I call it the disappointment card, and I call it disappointment from from unresolved expectations. Because here's the truth. Swords is about our air. It's about communication, and it's about our intellect here. So when I have the 3 of Swords, I see that, we're disappointed because we failed to communicate properly, or because we set the bar too high to an unrealistic standard. When we communicate and we talk out what our expectations are, we have, more realistic expectations, and there's little room for disappointment then. And then we have the Seven of Wands reversed. And this is you having to stand your ground, but still yelling even though people already are listening. So originally when this card was upright, it was one of those things where your actions had to talk and walk what it is that you're doing. And now that it's reversed, you're still in a defensive position, even though everyone's like, okay, we get it, you're doing the thing. And you haven't learned to relax yet. You haven't learned just to kind of sit in with it and be like, oh, okay, I don't have to keep, defending my position. They listen, they understand. I'm doing this and this is what I'm doing. Let's talk about what's holding us back. We have the High Priestess reversed and we have the Hierophant reversed. Yeah, okay, it's reversed too. Let's talk about the High Priestess. And I want to point out pile 3, pile 2 of the High Priestess in the same exact position, reversed in the same way. And there's another card that all 3 piles have had. So this has been a very interesting set of readings for me. But let's talk about the High Priestess reversed. So this is you receiving messages from the divine, from source, from, whatever your, other higher being is called, and ignoring it. It's you ignoring your intuition. It's you not listening to that gut because it doesn't make sense. Logic says I should do A, B, and C. Spirit is trying to get me to go A, L, T, and I don't understand that, so I'm not going to do it. Well, the truth is A, B, and C might be a traffic jam, where ALT might be some really random back roads, but it's going to get us there quicker. And then the Hierophant reversed. So this is one of those cards where in its upright or in its reverse position doesn't necessarily mean anything good or negative. It's just when it's reversed, it's telling me that you are taking the path less traveled. You are taking a path that is unique, and you are taking a path that is not the way that society wants you to take. And that is okay. With that being said, you're taking the path less traveled. It is going to be more lonely. It is going to be where you're not going to have a bunch of resources to help you. And it's one of those things, it can get a bit aggravating. It can get a bit, confusing as you go about it because, again, you are taking the path less traveled. That's just part of it. We have our advice / helping. And this is the 8 of Swords upright and the 6 of Wands reversed. 6 of Wands is another repeat card that was in pile 1 as well. So let's talk about the 8 of Swords here. 8 of Swords, this is us putting ourselves in our own cage because of our thoughts, our fears, and, it's one of those where we literally just get so in our head that we trap ourselves. It's telling ourselves that, I don't have the time or energy to do anything, even though I'm just doom scrolling on Facebook, like just doom scrolling. It's us telling ourselves that, I don't have the ability or the, knowledge to do what I have to do, even though we've already watched and taken so many courses on whatever that subject is. Just do the thing. It's all in your head. Your head is creating the limitations. And then we have the 6 of Wands here, which is the return victor, the return warrior. The thing about that is that person has succeeded. You have succeeded, but now you're questioning. You're looking back. You're like, was it right? Did I do a good enough job? Was it efficient? And there's nothing wrong with, seeing how you can improve yourself, but don't get stuck there. Don't get stuck in your head and what you could have done differently. Just start doing differently. That's okay. Because our next steps card is the Queen of Cups reversed. And when I see the Queen of Cups reversed, I see somebody who is just so exhausted, so almost brokenhearted that they don't want to find the way to express themselves in a way that's healthy. We'd rather go into the bad coping mechanisms. I'd rather take a drink. I'd rather just binge watch, my favorite episode on Netflix. I'd rather, just run 10 miles than deal with my emotions. Whatever it is we're avoiding, we need to stop avoiding and we need to start expressing. I don't care if that's journal. I don't care if that's art. I don't care if that's cleaning your house. Whatever it is, we need to get into an expression place where we actually pay attention to what's going on inside so we can move forward. Internal influences. All 3 piles have had the Ace of Pentacles in their internal influences. Now let's talk about Pentacles real quick. Pentacles is not just about finances. It's about time, energy, and health. And even when it's reversed, aces are still about new beginnings. So when I see the Ace of Pentacles, because we spend our time, we spend our energy, and hopefully we're not spending our health, I see that we're receiving new time, new energy, and maybe even new finances. But whatever is coming to us, it's coming to us on a smaller scale than what we were hoping for. So my story that I like to tell with the Ace of Pentacles reversed is, you know, you're looking for just some time off. You need a break. Your schedule's just so busy, and you have weekend plans with your friends scheduled over the weekend, and you're really looking forward to them. Well, your friend had to cancel, and now you don't have those plans. Well, now you have the extra energy, the extra time that you were looking for, just not in the way you're wanting it. So this is you still receiving. This is still going on inside of you. And being that this is earth energy, this is something that's going to, you know, kind of make an impact, but you have to allow yourself to receive whatever it is. Which then leads us to the Two of Swords, which is the way to reversed, to our possible outcome, which is the Emperor reversed. Let's talk about the Two of Swords, which also was in another pile. Just the amount of repeat cards I'm having is just so mind-blowing, because I've been doing pick-up piles for a little while, and this is not normal. But let's talk about the Two of Swords reversed. So with the Two of Swords reversed, I see here that you were paralyzed by a decision. You had a decision where you had to choose A or B, and you just chose not to make a decision, then rather make a decision. And that was easier at one point, but now you've made that decision. Now you've made the decision to say, okay, I'm taking path A. The problem is when it's reversed, yes, you've made this decision, but because you were so paralyzed for so long about this decision, now that you're taking path A, you can't stop thinking about path B. And every time you stop to think about path B, you literally stop your forward progress on path A. When I see the Two of Swords reversed, it's one of those reminders that you've made a decision. Either go forward with it or take that shift. You can't keep going back and forth. Follow the decision through. Which then leads us to our possible outcome, which is the Emperor reversed. Now, when the Emperor is reversed, he's dealing with some stuff. This is you, pile 3. You are the Emperor reversed. But when I see the Emperor reversed, I see that we are wanting things to be nice and tidy in their boxes. And right now, we're in the middle of chaos. So a classic example of what the Emperor reverse looks like is when you get that random mood to just deep clean a certain room, okay? And you're like, okay, I'm gonna pull everything out, and then like once everything's pulled out, you're just like, oh snap, what did I do? Okay? Well, now you have to look at the chaos around you, and you have to organize. You have to make sense of it. So that's what the Emperor reverse is saying. Like, we need to make sense. We need to start organizing. We need to start putting structure around what's going on around us, so that way we can get to where we need to go. Okay, pile 2 or pile 3. Now I'm starting to get my piles confused because your guys' readings are all very similar, and it's weird. It's not normal. Okay, so right now we have that you are in disharmony, and this is really about you. This Two of Cups isn't about you and somebody else. It's 100% about you. Because here's the deal. You're at such disharmony with yourself that it is affecting your other relationships. So yeah, you probably have, you know, disharmony between you and your spouse, or you and somebody else, like a business partner or a friend or whatever it is, but it's because you're not happy with yourself and you don't know how to handle that right now. Why do I say that? Because we're dealing with a disappointment, and we'd rather just keep telling everybody that I'm doing my thing instead of trusting that people are listening. The lack of communication here is what's causing problems. We really need to get clear on what it is that we want to tell people, and then just say it, and then just drop it. We don't need to keep remembering how they didn't believe us in the beginning. We need to understand that they're taking us serious now. Because what's holding us back is that, you know, we're taking a path less traveled, and that's okay. But when you take a path less traveled, you need to start listening to your gut. You need to take that information that source is trying to give you, that spirit's trying to give you, because that's going to be your guiding light. This isn't something that a lot of people have experience with, so you have to trust your gut. You have to go inside yourself, and you have to listen. Part of the problem is you're so stuck in your head, though, that you don't have it within you to let anything else come through. Like, release those limiting beliefs. Release those thoughts that are keeping you caged in, because you're the one doing it to yourself. And you're doing it to yourself by saying, is everything I'm doing enough? And instead of building upon yourself, you're just focusing on the one result. The one result happened, let it go, move on, take what you can learn from that, and build something new. Work on something new. Because this Queen of Cups is very moody, very emotional, and is really just wanting to blame everybody else instead of taking responsibility, because that's easy to do. I feel, pile 3, that right now you're dealing with something difficult, and I get that 100%. But even when we're dealing with something difficult, we still need to take the time to express ourselves in a healthy way, whether that be journaling, whether that be meditation, whether that be, talking to a friend, whatever it is, we need to find a healthy way to talk about this. Because the truth is, we have the things inside of us. We have the earth energy that we need in order to move forward. Yes, you made a decision. You have to trust that decision. You have to go with it. You have to follow it through, and you have to understand that right now things are a little messy, but you just need to apply your own structure and your own organization to whatever this is, and it will get better. All right, let's look at our oracle cards here. We have past, present, future, and we have integration. What I really love about your oracle cards, pile 3, is past, present, future. For me, whenever I pull this card, it's a reminder that our past is what got us here, our present is what's going on, and our future is our north and guiding star. This is a reminder that you can be thankful for your past, you can be thankful for your experiences, or you can be woeful about your past and woeful about your experiences, but none of those things matter except for what's going on right now. Because what you're doing right now is what affects that future that you're trying to get. And integration. This is asking you and telling you to say, hey, take what you've learned, take what you've experienced, and integrate it into that present. Integrate it into this experience. Because our other card is bliss. And bliss is just that overall, overarching feeling of just happiness and knowing that we've achieved something, knowing that we did the thing that we wanted to. It's our heart spring just feeling pure joy. Bliss is in your future. It's in your future, and it can be in your present if you allow it. We just need to integrate, and we need to allow ourselves to express and to take away those limiting beliefs. Maybe use the Jasper Stone to get you that little bit of fire that you need to burn away the vines that are holding you in place. You can do this, pile 3. I know this was a heavy message, but this was a message you needed to hear. Comment below, let me know what's going on, and maybe I can help you find your spark again. We can do this, pile 3. I'm here to help you, and I want to help you. With that being said, that's your reading. I thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. If you want a private reading, you can book it in the description, the link below. And I thank you for allowing me to read for you today, and I will see you at your next reading. Bye, pile 3.